Hi everyone, it's Jim Hamill and we are here at Lacawac Sanctuary. It's near Lake Wallenpaupack and this property dates back to the early 1900s. But what is here now behind these gates is a special place for learning, for scientific research, and for preservation. So we want to show you what this place is all about as the public is welcome to come hiking and learn a lot about nature.
I think Lackawac's unique because it encompasses really the three things of our mission, which is research. So we do scientific research on the environment. So you'll see scientific equipment out on our lake, sometimes in the forest when you're hiking. And then we do education programs. So we have an education center. So we do K-12 programs for students, field trips here, as well as the general public on the weekends and weekdays for things like hikes and paddles on our lake. And then a third part is preservation. And that's basically preserving the 550 acres, as well as the historic buildings that are here on property.
Historic buildings including this, the Watrous Lodge, the first of the original Pocono Mountains vacation homes, built way back in 1903. It's a setting for weddings, fundraisers, and more. And by more, Lackawac has all this nature to share with the public all year long, including 9 miles of trails.
We were obviously founded to do our mission, but also to be open to the general public so that they could enjoy nature, learn a little something. Our trails are kind of interactive. We have QR codes on the trails, and there are things to learn and to experience while here. So it's not just that you're going for a normal hike, It's not like you're just going to a state park and just, hiking or going for, a stroll on one of the trails. Like here, we try to engage the public to kind of learn a little bit of something about protecting the environment, about nature, about, what they're experiencing while they're walking through Lacawac.
And much of that learning happens when students visit this special place for field trips or summer camps.
Our preference is for them to come to us because it's a little different, being in the classroom, giving them, something to touch and feel while they're there, but actually to see it, to overturn rocks, to see the salamanders out on the trail, to take the water samples, go under a microscope right here live is probably the best interactive. And a lot of kids these days don't really, not to say that kids don't get outside a lot today, but with this environment, with technology today, there's a lot of not a lot of hands-on field work, for kids to experience nature like that. This is our new education center. It's now titled the William E. Chatlos Environmental Ed Center.
Lackawack's president, Craig Lukács, is excited to see this grow to accommodate more students and more programs, including lab space and event space too.
So that'll allow us to go from one group of campers in the summer to doing 2 groups of campers per week. Doubling our size of camps, being able to take more kids on field trips and stuff like that.
The history of this wooded corner of the Pocono Mountains is steeped in history. Preserved records let Lackawac leaders trace ownership of this land back to the time of the Lenape.
Lackawac, the word Lackawac comes from the Native American Lenape tribe word for at the fork. So it was the shape of the lake wasn't because it was on the Wallenpaupack River at the time. And we know that the Lenape lived here because we do have evidence of canoes that were in Lake Lackawac, and one still exists in the shallow part of Lake Lackawac today.
And this glacial lake has more than just history within its banks. It serves as a gauge on how the environment around it is changing, providing deep data since the 1990s, registered every day measuring everything from temperature to pH levels and more.
The reason why this lake is so important here at Lackawac and the environment that we control is because it is controlled and nothing has been polluting this lake. So it's a test lake. It's a sample lake to compare our lake to other lakes across the world, like Lake Wallenpaupack.
Lackawac has set out to shape the next generation of scientists and has even provided insight on a global level of the effects of climate change.
One thing we found out as comparing our lake to other lakes across the world that have been sampled that long is that our surface temperature is changing. So there are things going on in the lake and we're not doing anything to the lake. So we know the environment's changing. And long story short, our lake was used to be part of a report for the UN on climate change and to show how the environment around us is changing.
And while change is a constant, one thing that remains the same is the need for donations and volunteers to keep the mission at Lackawac alive. To learn more, head to lacawac.org. That's LACAWAC.org. Jim Hamill for the Pocono Television Network. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the Pocono Tourism YouTube channel and click the bell button below to be the first to watch new videos. You can also click the link on the screen to watch more episodes of Pocono Mountains magazine.